If you're like me and you love martial arts, your workout routine should be dedicated to martial arts. If it's not, this video will help you build your martial arts workout routine. I'll show you what I do in every workout, and I'll tell you what each of the exercises will do to help you in martial arts. My workout split is a variation of the push-pull legs. On push day, I do triceps, shoulders, and chest. On pull day, I do biceps, back, and neck. On leg day, I do hams, quads, and calves. All of the exercises that I do are aimed for power. You don't need muscle mass in martial arts. Maybe it could help with impact absorption, but what you really need is power to knock out. If you are going up against somebody who is the same weight as you and who has the same skill and experience, but you followed a powerlifting routine and increased your power, and your opponent followed a hypertrophy routine and only focused on muscle mass, who do you think will win? Starting with pull day, the first exercise I do is an isometric cable curl. Isometric exercises help you build tendon strength, and it also helps you tremendously with building muscle strength. In this case, it helps you strengthen the tendons of your bicep, making it less likely to tear. The way I like doing this exercise is by selecting the heaviest weight I could lift for a 1 rep lift, and then when I get to the top, I try to hold it for as long as possible until the weight drags my arms down. This is similar to a negative rep, but you're trying to hold the position for as long as possible, not willing to let the bar drop. Before you select the heaviest weight you can lift, do a few practice reps, a few warm-up reps. This will lessen the chance of injury. If your 1 rep max is 70 pounds, start at 60. Do maybe 1 or 2 reps before moving up to 70. After you've done the 70 pounds, go back down in weight to experience the failure again. I like to do this exercise for 4 sets. After that, I do an exercise called tripod dumbbell row. This exercise works the lats. Start with the dumbbell on the floor and one arm on the bench, and your limbs should be positioned in a triangular shape. You must carry out this exercise with maximum range of motion. Start with the dumbbell slightly above ground, feel the stretch on your lats, and when you pull it to the top, feel the lats squeeze, and then let it drop back down to feel the stretch again. I choose this exercise over the normal dumbbell row because I feel more stable in this position and I could carry out the movement with more stability. If you do this exercise with correct form, you'll grow your lats very fast. I've gotten from 60 pounds to 90 pounds in just a few weeks. And keep in mind, I only do pull day once every week or once every 2 weeks. Do this exercise for 5 sets, with 2 sets being warm-up sets, while you slowly climb up the weight to your max. This next exercise I'm sure you're all familiar with, the preacher curls. I like the preacher curls because it's steady. It keeps your arm in place so you can control the muscle all you want. You can move it fast and you can move it slow without worrying about balancing. Many of you may say, well, don't many people tear their biceps through doing preacher curls? Well, that's why I added in the isometric cable curl to strengthen the tendons so that you won't tear your bicep. I do this exercise for 4 to 6 reps and also 5 sets, with 2 of them being warm-up sets. Next up is cable face pulls. This exercise is the most effective one I could find that works the lower traps and the delts. Basically the upper back. If you have a cable machine at your gym, make the anchor point the highest it can go and then pull down. Try to use the ropes that I'm using in the video. Copy my form. Lean back if you're using lots of weight. which you should be using if you want to gain more power. This will help you stabilize your neck and your upper body when fighting. Next up, we have shrugs. Just like the name suggests, you shrug your shoulders up with weight. This works your upper traps. This is good for martial arts because it stabilizes your neck. When you're getting punched, you won't get knocked out as easily. Look at Mike Tyson. Look at how thick his neck is. Tree trunk neck. You get that neck from doing shrugs and also some other exercises. Do this exercise for 4 to 6 reps and 3 sets. It's crucial that you experience the full range of motion of this exercise. Look at me in the video. I drop the weight down to my knees, punch the back, and then pull it back up to the top, and then repeat that movement. After shrugs, do neck raises. For this exercise, you put the weight on your head and lie down on the bench so that your head hangs over the top of the bench. Put the weight on your head and then lower your head and raise it up. Since the neck has so many small muscles, you want to start with a light weight and you want to do it slowly at first. When you get the hang of the exercise, you can go faster. Drop down slow and then explode up. And then you could slowly add the weight. Do this for 6 to 8 reps with maximum range of motion. And do this for 4 sets, with 1 of them or 2 of them being warm-up sets. After that, turn to your belly. Lie belly flat on the bench. And for this, you might want to anchor the bench at an angle. Set it how you would set it if you were doing a incline dumbbell press. And then lie belly flat on the bench. Your neck leaning just over the top of the bench. Put the plate behind your head on the back of your skull. And then lower the weight and raise it up. Also do this for 6 to 8 reps and 4 sets. After every single workout except for leg day, I do captain's chair leg raises. This type of leg raise really steadies your body. It fixes your body in this position so only your abs move. This is great for lower abs and also upper abs. I've only used this exercise for front core and it has grown my abs tremendously. So this is the only exercise you need for your front core. Adding in oblique exercises would help, but I really don't have much time for that, so I only do this one. For this exercise, you set yourself up on the chair. If you don't have a chair like I'm using in the video, then use a bar. Hang from the squat rack or something. When you're ready to do the exercise, hang your body on the chair or the bar. Use your mind to control only the abs to move. Do not use your leg muscles to pull your legs up. You should feel your abs pulling at the tip of your legs. Do this with slow and controlled reps. At the end of the range of motion, don't use momentum to swing it up. Use your core to stop the momentum before you go up again. This exercise is great for martial arts because it builds the abs. It builds your core strength. So you can take a punch more easily, take a body shot more easily, so that you can move your torso more freely, and also so you have a more steady body. You won't get pushed around and lean back. Core is extremely important in martial arts. Do this exercise for 20 reps and 3 sets. At the start, do it without weight. When your core strength becomes stronger and stronger, start adding weight. That wraps pull day up. Now for push day. The first exercise I do is the bench press. You guys probably all know what the bench press is. I don't have many tips or tricks for this one. Just do 6 reps and 3 to 4 sets. After bench press is cable lateral raises. I choose this over the normal lateral raise because the range of motion and the force being applied is much better than the dumbbell lateral raises. As you can see in the video, I can place my arm over my body so that there's extra range of motion, and I also can lean to one side while doing it. This produces a much larger range of motion, and from the starting position there's always tension. Do this for a lighter weight and 8 to 10 reps. I like to do 4 sets for this one because I warm up my shoulders before doing it so that I don't injure my shoulders. Next is overhead tricep extensions. This exercise is simple. There's not many tips or tricks for me for this exercise. Just do 4 to 6 reps and 4 sets. This exercise is great for martial arts because one of the main punching muscles is the tricep. And if you have a strong tricep, you can punch harder. The overhead press is next. I like this exercise because it's a compound movement. It trains your tricep, your chest, and shoulders. It also requires great steadiness and balance, so it also trains all the small muscles that you wouldn't be able to train if you didn't need stability. It also works the core. For this exercise, you want to start with your hands slightly wider than your shoulders on the bar. Your elbows should be as tight to your body as possible to prevent injury. When you start pressing, never lean back. People injure themselves that way. I used to lean back and I had a lot of problems doing the exercise. So as you're pressing it up, try to push your head forward so that your center of mass stays at the same place. Once you get to the top, lower the weight back down with your elbows as close to each other as possible. As you can see in the video, I'm still leaning back a little bit, so I still have some mistakes to fix. After that, I do incline dumbbell presses. This exercise is also great for stability. You'll notice that you can't press as much weight as you're doing in the normal bench press. The incline dumbbell press has 2 parts. There's 2 dumbbells and one in each arm, so it's harder to balance it. Doing this exercise will help you in the normal bench press by making your body more steady, your arms more steady. And in martial arts, it also helps you throw harder and steadier punches. I like to do this for 4 to 6 reps and 4 sets. After this is another isometric exercise, the tricep pushdowns. I like doing the tricep pushdown as an isometric exercise because it strengthens the elbow by strengthening the tricep tendon connected to the elbows. This will generally give you a healthier elbow and it'll improve your punching strength and speed in martial arts. Do this exercise by selecting the heaviest 1 rep max that you can lift and then push it down and try to keep it there for as long as possible. Since in the bottom position, it's really easy for you to keep it there. You can slightly bend your elbows to make it harder. The first set should be a warm-up set to not injure your elbows. Do this for 4 sets. The last exercise of push day is the isometric hanging leg raise. This is similar to the normal hanging leg raise on the captain's chair, but you do it as an isometric exercise. Instead of going back down after you've completed the rep, you try to keep the weight up as long as possible. If doing it without weight has become too easy, add weight like how I'm doing in the video. On leg day, the first exercise I do is the squat. The squat is a simple exercise, but it's hard to master. A squat is extremely important for martial arts. It works your legs, which in all martial arts you need. In boxing, you need strong legs to push back and forth. In kickboxing, you need strong legs to kick. Squats also work your core like a beast. If you don't have good core strength, you cannot squat much weight. By slowly climbing up weight in the squat, you can build your core strength, unlike any other exercise. It's like having gravity multiplied 5 times. To set up for the squat, I put safety pins on each side of the squat rack, so that if I fail a rep, I can safely put the bar down onto the safety pins, which I do almost every set. It also helps you work till failure because you're not going to be scared of being stuck down there with the weight. After squats, I do deadlifts. Do deadlifts with proper form. Don't do sumo deadlifts. Sumo deadlifts is literally compensating the range of motion for weight, which only puts up the number. It doesn't increase your strength as well as normal proper deadlifts. I do deadlifts mainly for hams. It also works the back, but use your mind-muscle connection to try to isolate the hams as you're doing the deadlift, so that you can hit the hams more than the core. Deadlifts are a great exercise to round off the legs. After deadlifts, this is the only exercise I use for calves, and it's the only exercise you need. Put a plate on the ground, preferably a thicker plate. Grab dumbbells or kettlebells on each hand. Put the tip of your toes onto the plate, and then raise to the top of the range of motion. Stop for a fraction of a second, just to feel the squeeze of the muscle, and then drop back down. The calves should be constantly in tension. At no point in the exercise should the calves be resting. As soon as your heels touch the ground, raise them back up. Repeat this motion for 20 reps and 3 sets. That wraps the leg day up. But there's one more exercise you have to know about: the dead hangs. You must do this after every single workout, because after every workout, you've been crushed with weight. Your spine is compressed. So by doing the dead hang, you're allowing gravity to pull your spine back out and relieve the pressure. This will build you a healthier spine, and you'll have less problems with your back. So litter this exercise throughout all of your workouts, especially in leg day. Do the dead hangs for about 20 seconds. You can also add in pull-ups if you want. Feel free to use or take inspiration from my workout. I hope you learned something from this video. Subscribe if you want to see more of this, and leave a like if this video helped you.